Professor Rota told me it will be not so many people here, but okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Vladimir Kuc. I'm assistant professor from January here. I am a professor of digital manufacturing, and I'm head of industrial VR and AR lab. So, my main topics are virtual reality, augmented reality, and human-robot interactions, but I will show a bit later. I know some familiar faces here. Probably some of you were my students already before. And yeah, so you're logistics people, yes, maybe, or not? Marm also, yes. Okay, Marm people I recognize. But okay, then we will go forward. So what do you expect from this lecture? What is this course about? Can you explain me a bit, honestly? I know the topic, what I will be speaking, what I will was asked to speak about, but what is this course about? How do I understand it? Yeah, I like to ask questions, sorry. I think we have 3 hours, right? So I need to feel it. So no one knows what is this about, right? I'm recording, remember. Okay, I can delete this part if you answer.
Oh, how to make enterprise?
Enterprise. Okay. What is the course name? I know the code, but it's Enterprise in Technology and Innovation, something like that. Okay. Okay, I mean, I will try. Usually, actually, in this lecture was given last 2 years by one of ex-students of ours, Guldun Buhari, who is a CEO of a company called Envelope. He was speaking about startup, how to make it, and so on. I happen to be co-founder of the startup as well, so that's the reason why I'm speaking today. They have another events at the same time, and hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I see familiar faces here. Okay. Okay. So we will speak about a bit what is my background in general, what I'm doing for a living, let's tell this way. And then we will switch to what I did with companies. How many of you have companies? If someone have, definitely. Yeah, there's a businessman on the almost last row. Only one hand was no revenue. Okay, revenue is not the most important. Depends how much money you can raise. Okay, that's okay. So is it company on the back? It's a startup or kind of. So probably you know more than me, maybe already or not. Okay. So yeah, I had in general, but we will speak about it later. So first of all, yeah. So I'm 8 years working in university. I started to work here from my second year of PhD. I came here from actually industrial company called Danfoss Power Solutions, which was a Danish company. And then during my university times, during PhD, I opened a bunch of companies, but I will not tell they're successful, honestly speaking. I mean, one of them is kind of, but I will speak about it later. So my main topic were about robotics, about virtual augmented reality. I will show some videos to you. And I spent some semester in Italy. I have been living 2 years in Ireland. I came back last summer from Ireland to Estonia, and I became assistant professor after that. So I have been living in 3 different countries and doing different things. But always everything what I do is actually I do computer games, but for manufacturers. So you have been probably in this room, right? In this flexible manufacturing and robotics demo center. Everyone have been there? Second floor, farthest corner, 5B, 208, 209. I mean, computer classes, like on other side of it. So this, I'm not sure how many lectures you had, how many tours you had it. I know logistics have a tour for sure there. Right now, actually, a first year logistics students are there having a tour. So this room is to showcase of Industry 4050 concepts. But what is Industry 5.0? Who can tell me? MARM students can definitely do it. I had a full lecture on that last year. Memory is short, right? Okay. So what is Industry 5.0? I mean, it's a buzzword nowadays, right? But what is it really stands for?
Cloud computing, AI.
Yes. Cloud computing is one of the 9 pillars. AI is second of 9 pillars, but basically Industry 4.0, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Is aim to get rid of the people, right? On the manufacturing and to robotize and digitalize everything. If it's because Industry 5.0, it's because they thought, okay, we are taking too much effort on robotization, but we forget about people, so we need actually to bring people back in the loop. So Industry 5.0, it's aimed to have a human-centric design and design of manufacturing, if you speak about manufacturing, across the person, around the person, which means to access the problems like aging, like continuous education, like losing a job, and so on. And but this demo center is aimed to show this concept. So we have some festo lines there, some automation processes, some robots. We have VR lab part of it, and we are actually getting new toys next year. Next year we're getting humanoid robots and robot dogs. So stay tuned and come. We'll have not anymore me having a guy being a guide for this lab. It will be a humanoid robot. Anyway, and EVAR lab, industrial VR AR lab, is a part of this demo center. And the main aim of it is to not only having like digitalized like environment to have run the simulations, but also to be able to interact from a virtual world with a physical world. So really connecting, like for example, different labs, virtual physical labs together to the virtual environment. We had some experience connecting one US, Danish, and Estonian lab together when people can jump and interact with each other in a multiplayer ways. It was during the COVID time when all these kind of projects went more hyped than nowadays again. But all our room is fully digitalized. And so we basically have a digital twin of already 6 years old of this room, actually. And wait a second. I think I have something wrong. That's a wrong slide here. Yeah, I just copy pasted one slide and okay, whatever. But what we really do, I will just show you a video. So basically, I told I do computer games, right? So basically, we are IT lab and engineering. So we have everyone who is on our team mainly are somehow software developers. We have architectures, and actually, it's the less. I'm the only one mechanical engineer in part of my team. So we control robots from VR, but that's not only this. We are accessing like these issues like what is the better interface to control the machines? Do we really need to learn a new programming language when programming it? We did it with industrial robots. We did it with mobile robots. One year I was on television with a mobile robot. We were carrying around the Sati, I don't know, program Victor manager. I don't know. Sati youth English class. Host, yeah, program host. But it's like a visual part. However, there's a lot of background, like AI, reinforcement learning. We teach machines to interact, to detect some objects in a synthetic environment, so a virtual world. And we are getting this humanoid robot soon. We want to actually embody them through VR and move around with them. We are not doing only manufacturing. Actually, we also have some healthcare projects. We have actually ethical approved applications in Magdalena in East Italian Central Hospital for post-stroke patients. We have Kinect-based projects and so on. But as today it was supposed to speak about startups and entrepreneurship, I didn't actually put every video I have. Some of them saw already those. But now we actually, there is no last interface. Started again, no? Yeah, and it's also multiplayer embedded and so on and so on. So all our lab is connected, all machines are connected. We have connecting right now Viroma College as well. We are getting a new equipment soon, and we are getting new glasses. Actually, I got just today glasses which look like safety glasses or ballistic glasses, if you tell so, and which have AR model inside where we can monitor data. So we will start doing something with that. But that's about this lab. But if we go about startup, yeah, next one. So I will not switch slides first. What is startup? Why startup different from the company in general? I mean, what do you think? I will have some comparison table. in next 2 slides. But what is a startup itself?
Innovation idea.
Okay. Yes. More?
Fancy name. Everybody now calls themselves startup.
Okay, that's the yeah, okay, fancy name. But I mean, you got the first point, right? Yes. Innovation. So it should be like a new idea, product or way, doing something. Usually it's you need to find some problem or kind of think in your mind that this is a problem, try to solve it, right? Then growth oriented, so it's for more rapid growth. So you try to get money fast. If we speak about investments and to grow fast, so startups can hire like 100 people in a year and then fire 17 the same year, right? Or opposite. There's uncertainty, so actually you can't be really sure you will have money for next year, actually for next month even, depending on how much money you have. Do you have a customer? Do you have a pilot? And so on. But what is the difference between like let's sell small enterprise, small business, like I open a small shop, for example. Is it a startup or not? Yes, okay. Why it depends. You're the most answering person, so everyone counts on him, right?
Growth oriented and uncertain when we get to the stuff.
Okay. But okay, let's go to the next one. So I mean, startups usually focus on innovations, more high risk, high rewards. So you can like raise some millions right away, right? Or even you exit, you get a more outcome. It's the written scalable business model. However, I'm not so kind of yeah. I mean, if you're not scalable, probably you will not get an investment. So you need to prove that you can empower and sell it to more people. Often require investment through. But traditional business, I think it's lower risk, steady returns. So you can open a shop, right? And you will sell something. It's a business. It will be your profit. However, you will not have instantly like high profits. Of course, if you don't sell some unique product, probably which are not sellable yet in the market. So niche markets, yes, focused, self-finance, slow growth. So did anyone? Okay, you had only one person had company here. Did you raise the money already? So it's FFF. Okay. So it's a traditional business. Okay. Okay. I thought every Estonian have a company, but this room proves not really, yes. Okay. But startup life cycle usually, I mean, it comes from what's the idea, concept, maybe some hackathon, right? So you think, okay, that's cool, let's do it. Or like, and in hackathons, usually you're provided with the problems which you need to solve. How many of you have been in hackathons? Okay. Having myself only on two maybe, so it's a, but basically there you team up with some people who would like to solve some problems. There is a lot of thematic of those. There's healthcare ones. There's climate. Right now, a lot of are very high on climate and carbon neutrality and this kind of sustainability hackathons. Defense hackathons coming to the topic more and more in the last 2 years as well. Healthcare as well, actually. Healthcare was not so hyped before. I mean, it's more and more growing. Game hackathons actually quite they are, I think, very popular, at least in Estonia this year it was 3 maybe. In Taltech here also was one. There's association of game developments in Estonia, and association of VR AR developments in Estonia. VR AR I'm also part of it, but in game it's different. But basically, yeah, phase of startup is idea concept stage, so let's tell garage state. In the same time, you need to validate your idea. So basically, you can't really raise money. You can't really go somewhere outside of it until you validate. So basically, you developed an app, right? Let's tell you developed an app. But what else? How do you know this app is valuable? How do you know someone needs it at all? So what do you do next? Hmm? Yes. That's 100% correct. But how do you interact with them? Do you okay? And you ask, do you need this thing, right? Okay.
A small group.
Yeah, but before you develop something, I guess you have to talk to them.
Yeah, that's actually 2 iterations. You do mockups. You can do mockups, and you can run a user test group on that. You don't need to really develop something on that. However, but first you need to make kind of a survey. Like let's tell you develop app of booking for your dog in veterinary places, because all vets clinics have a separate systems. You want to connect them all together, and you would then, who do you need to call? This vet people who bring their dogs, or you need to ask vet clinics, will they join your program? Huh? It's already done. Who is your target actually group? Are this booking system for users and they will pay, or this vet clinics will pay you? So is it like it comes to business model already, right? But so what is like vet clinics business model? Is B2B, right? Business to businesses. So you sell them, so they want to be part of your network and then join. B2 customer means you sell to consumers, right? So I think both of them can be customers, to be honest. B2B, they pay to join this network. B2 customers pay to not to get ads. Like a classic one, yes. Yeah, this idea was coming around my mind some year, but I googled it's a lot of applications like that. Just in Estonia, they're not very active, to be honest, unfortunately. Or maybe there are some, just I don't know about. Okay, this garage state. So basically, you need to have idea concept. You need to prove that it's needed to someone. Then you can start developing, or you can actually develop it and then try to get it. But then maybe you waste time, right? But or someone tell you, but you can use the same technology in different way, and then you pivot. So you change your application of your technology to some other idea. So actually, this is also correct. I had one pivoted company in my history. I will tell you how it happened. But growth, then we need to grow. So basically, we validated idea. We have let's tell 100 people told, yes, cool, I will pay for it €5. If it's customer per month for subscription, then probably it's worth to go into. If there's 100 people, probably of 200 asked, it's 50% market, it's high. But anyway, we developed this. So we grow it. So we validate with the master mockups or solution. Then we need to expand the customer base. Hello. How do you expand the customer base? Ask too many questions in 5 or 6, 10, right? How do you expand? You have 100 users which told they will buy, but you want to have more, you want the thousands. Yes, perfect. How do you promote the market? You need money for that. How do you get money for that? What? You borrow money. From who you borrow? Okay. Yeah, there's like first round usually is like family, friends, and fools. So FFF, who trust to your idea, you can take money from them. Or if you have capital, you work in your company like 8 to in a regular job, like I do here right now. Yes, not very much like 8 to 5 if you consider it 6-10. Already, I am still in the office, right? But you hire a marketing person. That's correct, because that comes to the team gathering already. We will not touch it. But basically, when you have, for example, my teams mainly were engineering teams, and that's actually a pain. No one is us have a marketing skills. So I was a sales engineer once. I know something about sales, but it's not something I want to do. So that's a team gathering. So you need to have a team, you need to have expertises, or you try to get it investment with team what you have, and then you just hire a person who can do something for you. It's not like easy, so, but it's in general. But growing, yes, it's marketing and so on. So you need to sell. So which means selling instruments or marketing as expos are good, actually. Expos, if it's a vet app, then we go to veterinary clinics expo. I probably this kind of are. Probably you go to this competitions of docs, because actually they're your target group. You can make a small booth there and or sponsor this event and have a booth there, market it, and so on. But then you need to scale. So you need to scale not only in one country, you need to go other countries, which means it comes to issue of localization, native languages, and going to abroad. But that's it. And growing also means investment. So there's like various levels of investment. Usually, like I told this FFF first, but that's not necessary. There's pre-seed for them. I don't know exact numbers right now on pre-seed, honestly. But basically, if you get, let's tell, how this, there is valuation of company, right? When you try to raise the money. So you give, for example, you get from investor 100,000, just example, for 10% of company. It means your company is worth 1 million. Which means if you give for 0.001 share 100 euros, probably company will be millions or billions, but that's artificial growth. But this is kind of artificial, let's say, value of the company still. Later, it grows the value of company based on revenue, based on amount of customers you have, based on amount of network you have, and traction. So in a second round, which is probably seed round, you will need to have a traction. Actually, in pre-seed, a lot of investors already want to have it. You had a seed round. In my company, pre-seed was €500,000. Seed one, we didn't raise. It's in the racing time right now, actually. It's aimed to have 1.5 to 2 millions, which 8 million evaluation approximately, which means already how many? 20%, yes, 15 to 20 from this. But that's like it is. There is a lot of tools how to help in growth. It's also accelerators or incubators. For example, there is some who take equity, some who don't take equity. For example, Technopole startup incubator, they take a small percentage, but they connect with a lot of investors, with a lot of mentors, and they give you rooms, office, for example. It's not I'm marketing people, but we just have been in this incubator. That's why I know what they do. A few years ago, and so they can help you to grow. Actually, first investment of my company we got thanks to mentor, who is a part of VC fund from Finland. He's Estonian partner in Finnish, who actually invested. So that makes value, but it should be really good chosen incubator accelerator where mentors know the market. For example, if you join NATO Diana Defense Accelerator, there's probably everyone knows about defense. There's no sense to apply there if you don't do anything regarding to defense. Or if you join Technopole Startup Incubator and there is no mentors, I don't know about it. No mentors, for example, about food tech, I don't know, artificial food or like proteins or something like that. There is no sense to join this because there is no mentors who can help you to grow this business. So should be, we have quite plenty of them in Estonia. Some of them even invest money, like Vice stuff guys. I think it's based in Tartu, and so on. But there's also a lot of abroad. The most like famous ones in general in the world are I Combinator, Techstars, and so on. And then maturity exit, I mean, means every startup want to sell themselves. So basically, you grow your valuation to 100 millions and you sell it. And then, but by that time, you should be sure that you have enough percentage to get something back. Because if you give everything out for investments and you have left 1% from 1 million or then 100 million, it's actually not so bad still. It's 1 million, right? So if you sell for 5 million, that 1% is 50K, right? So you need to know. But that's very like, yeah. So any questions so far? It's my first ever lecture about startups. Just to tell you. So don't have high expectations. Thank you. I give usually digital manufacturing lectures, VR. So that's honest from me. Okay. I'm guest lecturer here today. So I hope you will be not disappointed still. If you will, then okay, what to do? It's live. Yes, thank you. Any comments? Any questions? I tell something wrong. You want something to fix me? Okay. Anyway, first one. I tried to compose today a few pictures from each startup I had. I had 5 companies in general. 2 of them are closed. One of them is sold, actually. I will tell it. I had exit of 600 euro. So successful, right? And I got a drill left. So I have a hand tools in my house thanks to that startup. The first one was called Wiser Robotics. And actually, when I will show you the logo next slide. When I saw that I did this slide in 2017, I was like, whoa, I had a really bad eye on design. So don't judge me very high. I don't know. That seems very strange for me right now. I don't know what lead me to these design choices. This grid was done actually by some AI generator, honestly speaking. And but what we really did, so our idea was to have IoT sensors putting legacy robots, old machines, and connect them all together. That was hype of this IoT and connections, interconnectivity, the internet. So we designed some sensors, which were plug and play. There's even animations. I will just show you. They did some monitoring and so actually we even made the prototypes. This exact sensors was going to the anyone working here in Elmar company called Elmar. Good. Why? Don't change slide, wait. So I will, yeah, just so it's not switch. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, they do wash basins and ceramic wash basins, baths, and basically they do it. They have this wooden forms where they put a hot liquid, probably wrong word in English, and oh, it's automatic. Sorry. I think I can just press the pause button. There's a pause button. And this was so basically how it worked. You put there's like a hole. You put this hot liquid there, and then you put it, and it starts to like low. It started to be like formalized, like to the structure. Okay, let it. Yeah, the structure, and then the operator went to smoke, went back, and measured. Come on, why it's automatic? I don't want automatic slides. Okay, anyway, and let me get a second. I don't want actually to be automatic. Probably it was automatic when I did it in 2017. The slide. Anyway, legacy animations work. And it was so they measured it with a handheld thermo. So they basically opened the port. Oh, it's not 1 grade yet enough, and then went back somewhere to rest. So basically, they lost a lot of time to coming back and measuring what is the temperature of this form. And this sensor had a thermal sensor down. So it was instead of cap, we put it inside, and it connected to the app, and it gave always instant temperature, and it's connected to my system. So basically, it was done. Somehow we didn't move forward with it because the company told you want a robot. They opened a tender for a robot. It should be 2-meter high, like positioning system, and do grave works on the wash basins. So we made some 3D models and applied, and we won the tender. Then we needed to do it. And I mean, we had things to do also. We had some VR projects for actually this is in BLRT. It was the one to estimate how much robot will build. But this is robot what we built. Took us, I don't know, 4 months. We did 3D models, we did welding, we did painting, we did cleaning, we did electronics, everything. So its tender was 5,000 euro. This costed 2 plus tools. I mean, welding we didn't do ourselves. We paid cash to some Belarusians in the factory who had side job in the evenings in the factory. So we paid invoice to our friend who paid. I don't know how it worked, but anyway, we did everything correctly. So and it actually still works. 2017 or 18 we did it. 18, I think. And it worked at least 3 years after that. We don't know. I mean, one of my friends is production manager now there, so I can ask him, but I don't. I'm scared to ask. We had one warranty issue. This fault out, but it was their fault actually. So what does this machine does? It's 2 meter high, 1.5 meter, half meter there and there, and then it does laser engraving. What this showed to our team that we never want to do hardware anymore. So we closed the company. We sold it for 600 euro. That was the reason, honestly speaking. So we understood we don't want to do this kind of things anymore. So we were demotivated because I spent a lot of nights for that and so on, and we didn't want to do it. And that's it. Kind of end of story. Yeah, and someone proposed to buy a company for 600 euro, and we just sold for 600 euro. So legal change and so on. Because closing a company in Estonia is much more harder than opening. You need 1 year to close a company. At least because they're yearly. Yes, hello.
Now, do you have data, the company that got this for?
I don't know. I mean, after in COVID time, we went for a warranty issue. Even our company didn't exist yet already. We just helped. It worked after 3 years. So I think it was quite successful and didn't have any issues about it. It also had mobile app. It had camera, which sees lasers, so you can remotely operate it. I mean, it was quite cool. Next one, as I told, I do games. We did game studio. It's a part of the lab. It was called No Soy Sauce Games. Name came that in the freezer time it was no soy sauce. That was company was called No Soy Sauce Games. It was based fully on the team of university actually here. I was PhD student at that time. And we did game called Everfight VR. It was start of hype of VR, so we wanted to do virtual reality game where you can fight with swords together with your friends. We did, I mean, don't judge graphics. It's already 6 years ago. We have even some materials, marketing video. We had we visited Gamescom with demos. So I mean, if you don't know Gamescom one of the at least in Europe it's the biggest one. So we got a lot of interest, but investors didn't like it because it was VR, is not for gaming yet. That was our main issue. Right now, there's a lot of studios, even in Estonia, who actually raised money, and I mean, successful studios in Estonia, CM games, like they have this into the radios stalker type of game. It's quite cool. I mean, there is Bootstrap VR game who do this survival game also. So that's what's like it is. I did a level design, but in general, that was game. But I mean, first of all, why we stopped it because we stopped to develop our game because a lot of people knew that we can do games. We started to order other games for us. So we started to be outsourced software development company. So we developed actually games for Nokia, for Sandvik, for some educational app for France. We have one game in Steam, what we did partially. And actually it was quite nice money. But we decided that university have a lot of more interesting projects. So let's drop outsource. We don't want to do it. And because maybe it was full decision. Maybe. We could maybe be already running from some Maldives, I don't know. But we closed it and team fell apart a bit. We had 6 people. We didn't do proper agreements with vesting. Some people moved abroad. So we had the people who had still shares in the company, but who didn't do anything. That's why you always, when you start a company, you need to do a vesting agreement. What is vesting agreement? Anyone knows? So vesting agreement is basically a shareholders agreement when you open a company, where you indicate that you will have all your percentage of company only in 4 years. And only in the first year, after 1 year, you will get 25%. If you leave in the first year of your company, you actually lose everything. So because you don't contribute. Who can vote for it is other shareholders usually. Or, I mean, there are some clauses like that or injury and so on, which still stays with you. I mean, it's like a legit reason. But when investors come on board, so we had other company, which is next. We had this vesting agreement, but after 3 years, investors came after 2 years, and they started again. So because investors wanted us to start again, and we enforced it one time, this vesting agreement, with me, because I left the company, but I will tell about it later. So this gaming. Then next one was Nutiparkla, OU, which was later renamed. I'm the only one person from Estonia from 4 people team here. So Nutiparkla is Estonian name, which calls for smart parking. We started it in February 2020. I mean, in March, kind of the most of COVID things started in Estonia, at least. We had validated idea with CTB and some companies. So, and they like called 5 people to speak with us. What we really wanted to do, it's using machine vision and camera to detect a free spot and give a signal if there is a free parking and to micro navigate so on. So we actually spoke with Waze, with Google, we spoke with CTB. So if they were interested in this data, we spoke with the city who owns the cameras. Actually, cities are not owning the cameras in some part. Actually, it's owned by Electric Levy or whoever wins a tender for the electricity providers for this. Oh no, I'm lying. It's a different things. Installing the cameras can be possible only on electrical posts, and electrical posts are owned by electrician companies or who provides, so because they provide electricity. So we even actually got a deal with Electric to install the cameras, but it came this GDPR more enforced, so we started to be more. So we changed a bit concept. Not the concept, we started to look for parking providers. So actually Europark was paying customer. And we had a project with Ühisteenused and so on. But but basically tenders in the city, as much, at least it was that year, nobody is from Ühisteenused Europark. Or you will be, it doesn't matter. That some years there were like payment depended on how many people you put on the streets to control parking enforcement. So we couldn't really go to enforcement because it could be much more cheaper than probably putting people on their streets. But investors didn't like it because they told it's B2 government, you need to sell the government, you need to do a lot of work with them. Integration period is very high, which is true. Actually, it took like a lot of months. Get Europark on board, it took like half year probably to get the cameras, servers, everything. Paying customer means they paid us 200 euro per month. That was our only revenue per month. But then accidentally I met a guy on one innovation, some seminar, and he told, you do machine vision. Can you do like, he's from Maxima, IT manager, not anymore, but can you do detection of holes on the shelves in a shop and give like a PowerPoint like slide to a back room of workers with this technology? Actually, we can. We told, yes, we can. Let's we wanted to earn money a bit, like outsource again, and then to develop parking again. But basically we did it. Maxima liked it. Actually, they used it in 3x Maxima. Investors, mentors liked it. So no drop parking, deal only with retail. And we renamed to Envelope. And we changed focus fully on retail. And we changed focus fully on retail almost quite fast. We got 500 euro investment because we had already customer as a maximum. So we thought it's a big money. Actually, it's not at all because we had 5 people in the team. We need to hire more people. We need to have the developers. Full stack or web developers prices are now high. We need to go to expos. and so on. We had our system was employed. I will tell what is this about actually. So basically, it's a platform which to optimize your shelf management using computer vision. So basically, yeah, that's this. We use security cameras. They use security cameras to monitor shelves, and if there is a gap, we give a signal to the worker, and they come and replenish. Also, there is a product detection. Also, it's also every shop have a planograms, which means they have a plan how it should be. It compares is it according to planogram, and so basically use cameras, AI to monitor it. And yeah, what it can help, I mean, from logistics perspective, it can tell exact numbers of how many products are there on the shelves, comparing with data on the warehouse, because usually they get the data from point of sale system, so how much was sold minus this warehouse, and then you know, but you don't know really how much products you have on the shelf, actually. You know how much what should be on a warehouse before it's sold, but you don't know exactly like nobody counts these numbers. Yes, in some shops they go and check it with a handheld scanner. Yes. In some countries, I know they have a card, so they start to have a cameras on the card, and they use. I know there's some rails with cameras. There's some startup in France. The camera is going around and watching it, and so on. And these AI models were like trained in a simulation actually. So basically, in computer game again, it was done by the same person who did the sword game as well, actually. I mean, partially, and it's so all AI is trained in synthetics and based on the customer's data. I left the company because retail was not something appealing me. There's another person came in my place who had 15 years in Prisma experience in the same positions. I'm still a shareholder, but I decided to invest it and leave. And I became professor in the same time. So that's it. I mean, it's still active companies. They're looking for investments. If someone has some 1.5 million, please contact. I'm still interested in the exit. So that's it. It's active companies. They have some customers. Even in US, there's one customer. But number 4, I mean, I started last week, 2 weeks ago. It's called C2Grid, and that's it. I will not have any more information about it because it's one. It goes to defense company. Defense. I mean, defense is no, maybe. As you heard, my main job is human-robot interaction and VR, AR, so you can guess. Terminators, maybe. But we are just, it's an official spin-off from university. It's not a standalone company. A university in this year started to more popularize startups opening from research groups. And now they take some percentage, smaller percentage than they took before, and they can even give to workers development grants to develop this idea. So some TRL level. TRL means technology readiness level. Yeah, so why spin-off was open? Because in some calls, scientific calls even, you can't apply with the university, you need to apply with the SME company. So that was main reason. Yeah, that's actually my last slide, honestly. So I don't know how much time it took.
Not so much.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's my email, my lab website. If someone, I mean, we have like a team, very international team. Right now, I think from Estonia, I'm the only one person currently there. We have Italians, Ukrainians, Hungarians in our VR team mainly, and some of you participated in some projects we have and traveled to Denmark, right? With VR projects. We have always topics to work on. Robotics, mainly VR, AR, digitalization. Mainly, I'm interested right now in healthcare, security, and space. Not only manufacturing anymore much. However, it's all like applications where technology can be used. So if you have any interest in this, or you want to write thesis, feel it's appealing or something, then please, you can always contact me. But it was a short, sorry. I mean, I tried hard to ask you questions to make it longer. And it was my first lecture on startups. And about this experience, I never spoke about it. I hope it was not so boring. So, any questions? You have next lecture also, right? So you will be happy to leave here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will stop recording. And actually, I mean, I recorded also, so it means I maybe will upload this up. I don't, why not? So thank you for listening. I will close the Teams.